Hey, what's going on, guys? We are live. We have lots of records to unbox today, 17 to be exact, and we'll chat music. It'll be fun, and we'll see how it goes from there. Wait for a couple people to slide on in, and then we'll get started with the unboxing. Hey, what's up? I know this is late for you. How do you pronounce your name? Is it Janos? 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 I don't want to do it wrong. What's up, Gash? What's up, Tim? What's up, Johnny? We have quite a few records to unbox. You guys know the drill. Becht, CAZR. Miles, I'm glad you're here. Miles is asking me about streams all the damn time. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe soon. And I'm glad that he made it for this one. Daniel's here. Nick's here. Anthony's here. Janosch. Awesome. Now I'll never get it wrong. Janosch. Cool name. Greetings from the UK. What's up, Jared? So, as usual with these streams, I'm going to go through all the records first, and then we'll do some Q&A at the end, because there's quite a bit to get through. Dang, we got the UK, we got Australia, we got all kinds of parts of the country here. This is rad. Mr. Popcorn, I believe Mr. Popcorn's from the Watch the Throne Discord, I'm assuming. Yeah, so we'll get started in a bit. It's only 27 people so far, so let me get it to a little more, although it usually takes time. YouTube tends to not notify people who subscribe to me because they're nightmares, and they don't want to support creators. But that being said, what you guys can do to help support the stream is give it a little thumbs up, give it a like, and YouTube will say, hey, people are liking this, and they'll actually send out notifications to those who might want to watch it. So, the time right now is 3 o'clock p.m. Oh, you're asking Australia, not me. You know what time it is because I said what time this was starting. Let's just get started, guys. Usually I do a couple records and then about 50, 60 people show up and they say, what'd I miss? So that's just what we're going to do. Two quick things of housekeeping before we get started. The first is, as you guys know from the title, there is a massive announcement next week on the channel. It is going to be quite literally game-changing for everything Too Many Records. I'm really excited about it. You will not get me to spill the beans on this live stream. I know some of you were saying you wanted to, but look forward to it. Ideally Wednesday, could be as late as Friday. I don't know, but I'm shooting for Wednesday. And number two, if you would like to support this channel, you can always super chat me on the bottom of the chat box. If you super chat me, I'll see it in big letters and big bright colors, and I will answer your question in the middle of the stream. Otherwise, hopefully I can answer it at the end. So let's get started. Let's do this mailer within a bag. Mailer within a bag. Here we go. Ooh! First one of the stream, and look how clean that was. That's because this isn't one of those other mailers that's bad. This is I like these a lot better. All right, let's see what we're starting off with. And this is a record. This is Slipknot's .5, the Gray Chapter. So what's funny is that this, I think, was somewhat out of print. And I saw someone alerted me to the fact that it went back on Amazon, and Amazon had some copies of it. So, I just saw Noble Records, what you said. What if someone super chats $100 and asks what the announcement is? My caveat to that is that I will answer everything to the best of my abilities, and I will not be able to answer that for various reasons. But yeah, this is one of the only Slipknot records I do not own. The one that I'm missing now is Iowa, which is their rarest record, and I'm too stubborn to get the bootleg because the real one exists. Maybe it'll get a repress for an anniversary, I don't know, but this is a very great record. It's not a top 3 Slipknot for me, but it's still, everything they do I think is pretty damn great. And Amazon sent me a copy of this originally, and they sent it in like a just a plastic bag like the one I just ripped off, no mailer. So it showed up and like this corner was like bent and this one was like completely creased, and I was like, not okay. So they sent me a replacement, thankfully. But yeah, so Slipknot, the Gray Chapter. Excited to give it a spin. I just listened to the Slipknot live record, Day of the Gusano, which is awesome. So, all right, let's keep going. Looks like a VMP, a Vinyl Me Please. Oh, there's something else in here? What's going on? What is this? A little sticker. A little sticky. This is a PSA. You should not put records in the toaster. I'm not a scientist, but I feel like they're going to warp. For sure. Let's see. So this is Beverly Glenn Copeland. I actually don't know this record, but I listened to a little bit of it, and I really enjoyed it. I know people were mixed on this being a Vinyl Me Please record. I'm not, like, extremely jazzed about this. I think, I don't know how often I'm going to spin this, but it's a pretty special album. From what I heard, it's, pretty unique and pretty intimate with the recording. So I will listen to that and give it a full spin, and if I like it, I'll keep it. If not, maybe I'll trade it. I don't know. But this boy, AT-Aliens, obviously Outkast, one of the greatest hip-hop groups of all time, almost undisputed. I already own a copy of AT-Aliens, but my copy is on black vinyl, so this is probably, if it sounds good, going to be my new main copy. I haven't read about the pressing yet. I don't know if this is a good pressing or not. If anyone's actually heard this, let me know, because the black pressing sounds pretty good. But I'm hoping, because it's on green and blue Galaxy vinyl, which is cool. I mean, that matches the cover. That's a perfect variant choice. They seem to have nailed it from the visual perspective. Okay, Lisa, thank you. Lisa says that Outkast pressing is awesome. Yeah, and Tony, that's really unfortunate. I hope that my side 4 doesn't have surface noise. I was also, with the Mars Volta, my copy was unlistenably loud, and they're apparently sending me a replacement, which actually could be this right here. But I'm not confident that the replacement they're going to send me is going to be any quieter. I know that they completely botched that from reading all the notes on it, and the pressing was just so loud. Yeah, this is the Mars Volta, a band that I've struggled getting into in the past. And you know what makes it harder to get into a band? Listening to a pressing that sounds like butt. So I'll give this a chance. Hopefully this is a fixed version. I like I said, I have my concerns that this is going to be just as noisy. And it's not just like your typical noise. It was like unlistenable surface noise that was distracting for the music, which from a brand new record, that should not be the case no matter what. So, yeah. Hey, real quick, guys. We have 28 likes and 80 people in here. If you guys want to just hit the like button real quick, that would help YouTube potentially recommend the stream and maybe even send it to people that want it. So, that's a quick, easy thing you can do, and I appreciate it greatly. So, yeah. We'll see if this one is silent. I don't know. I hope so, because I want to get into Mars Volta. I feel like Mars Volta is one of those bands that I've tried so many times, and people get mad when I say I'm not a fan. But I don't know. It's not that I think they're bad. I just, for some reason, the music, they're with prog rock. I feel like I'm very particular about my prog. And I feel like it has to be poppier than the more experimental the prog rock is, the less likely I am to really dig into it. But if it's proggy but also being a little poppy, I feel like that's when it kind of sits with me. So we'll see. Maybe it's one of those things that over time, like right now, if you guys have been watching my live streams and watching my videos, I'm having a bit of a U2 renaissance where I'm really giving U2 a fair shot. Hold on one second. I just want to put something over here. 2 seconds. I had my window open and I saw that the light was kind of shining on my 7 inches, and I was like, oh no. Which I think is fine. It wasn't direct sunlight. It was just kind of like indirect light, but you can never be too careful. All right, let's see what this is, shall we? Sorry guys, I'm a little tired. I've had a long day. I've been prepping for this big video I just filmed for next week. Man, I wish I could tell you guys about it, but I can't yet. I just can't. So this is a record. Shout out to my buddy Mark Hunt. from the TMR community. He is my buddy from Australia. We've dug at Amoeba before. He's been a longtime fan of the channel. And he reached out to me and he said, Matt, I want you to give this album a chance. It's by Polyphia. Is that how you pronounce it? Polyphia? Polyphia. The album is called, what is it called? New Levels, New Devils. I think that this is out of my traditional listening spectrum from what I can tell from just reading about it, but I haven't heard a single note. I'm excited to hear it. I know it's a little metal, a little proggy, math rocky, I think, at times. But I'm excited to listen to it because he recommends it, and I think he knows my tastes fairly well after having watched this channel for probably 5 years. So we will see if I like this record. Do you guys know this? Is this something that you think I would enjoy? I'm excited to give it a shot. I mean, listen, he bought this for me. He was like, I will buy you this record if you listen to it. And I was like, why would I turn that down? I would never turn down. If someone wants to buy me a record, I'll listen to it no matter what. So yeah, I'm excited to hear it. The cover art is fire. The variant is cool too. It's gold and white. Since I'm gonna obviously listen to it, let me open it and show you the variant. Hold on. Let me see. Wait, you've already seen the cover. Oh, that's actually beautiful. Wow. That is a very, very cool variant. I love when they have this like ability to, let me see if I can shine a light on it. Hold on, I'm trying to one-handedly open my flashlight app. Here we go. Does it like shine through? Doesn't really. Oh yeah, it kind of does. Look at that. I love that. I love that variant. Oh, it's so cool. God, records are such underrated art forms. It doesn't look like vomit in person. In person, it looks beautiful. It's like very, very stunning with all the colors. But let's move on. I'll listen to it. I'll share my thoughts in the Facebook group once I hear it. Thank you again, Mark, for that. Appreciate turning me on to some new music. All right, so let's keep going. Another clean pull, folks. It's almost like I've been doing this for years. Opening records. You think I'd be better at it than I am. Alright. Ooh, almost just knocked my microphone over. Okay, what do we got here? This is The Midnight Endless Summer. This is a it's like a synth pop act that's a little bit it has some kind of moodier, kind of new wave sounds to it, but other times it's a little sugary, kind of like a poppier M83 or I don't know. I'm trying to think of what else to describe them. If you like synth pop, that's like it's male vocals for the most part. Pretty damn good album, and this was out of print for a while. It just got a repress, and I decided to jump on it because I missed the original. But yeah, this is some good stuff, and I will be spinning this soon for sure. All right, what else do we got here? Someone says, "What do I do with all my spare mailers?" I have outside in the hallway a giant stack of like multiple stacks of mailers. I keep the ones that aren't beat up if I ever have to like send a record out or whatever. It's like it's an easy way to recycle a clean mailer. If the mailer's all beat up, I just recycle it. It is actually not from 1984. Good eye though. That is just a retro touch. All synth pop harkens back to the 80s, some 70s, I suppose, if you want to go back to Kraftwerk era. But I haven't heard anything else by The Midnight. Good question. I wonder what else I would enjoy. I did not hear the new Sufjan songs with Angelo because I'm waiting for the album to drop. I usually do a thing with records where if I if I'm excited for an album, I'll listen to a single, maybe two, and then I'll want to save the rest for the record, because I feel like the first time you hear an album, you want it to be as fresh as possible. If it's a good album, the best moments will surprise you. And if you are already expecting them, it kind of takes a little bit away from that initial impression, but maybe that's just superstitious on my behalf. So this is an artist, kind of this is R.L. Grime. I don't actually have a lot to say about this record. The packaging is really cool, though. It's kind of like a grimy, dubsteppy, but slightly poppy record. It's a little out of my usual tastes, but I actually really enjoy this album. Maybe I like this genre a little more. There's a Chief Keef feature on here. Who else? Miguel. Just a good producer. R.L. Grime is pretty rad. So excited to spin this. I'm sure it'll sound good on wax too. I just have a feeling. I like all the die cuts. Very cool. Also the name R.L. Grime is great. Obviously a shout out to R.L. Stine, the greatest author of all time. Someone asks what genres I'm not into. The genres I'm not into are like death metal, black metal, like the heaviest and most harsh metal. I don't really like hardcore. I don't like pop country. I don't really love dubstep. I do like some techno, but yeah, I like most genres. Matt M with the super chat. Thank you so much for getting us started. That's super kind of you. Have I listened to the new Lingua Ignata album? Everyone's been talking about this recently. I don't know anything about it. So no, I have not listened to it, but if you want to tell me about it, I'd be happy to check it out. I mean, I feel like it's getting a lot of buzz right now. I don't know why. I don't know anything about it. Is it their first release? Not sure. Nick saying he has to get me into jazz someday. I like jazz. I'm just particular with my jazz. I prefer Brazilian jazz, and with my jazz, I feel like I have to really be in a specific mood. I don't dislike it, though. What I'm saying is I'm a man of melody. That's a really good way to put it, Steven. I love a good melody. I love something that's catchy but not obvious, if that makes sense. Tyler with the super chat. Thank you. Would I buy records I've never heard of the artist to discover something new? That's a really good question, and I think the way I'm going to answer that is this. When I first started collecting records, I loved buying things on a whim, whether it was an artist I had heard of, or it's an artist that I just love the cover art or the album title. I would buy things on a whim like that, usually if they were on the cheaper side, like if they were a dollar bin record or just a couple bucks in the store. But now, space is king. I am out of space in this record room. It is literally just like filled to the brim with records. So I don't have the luxury of buying records on a whim anymore. I really feel like I have to constantly be very careful about how my collection's curated within the room. So I think that's a limitation of having, a small, like a medium-sized space, is that I can't just continue to buy records. And in conjunction with the fact that my record backlog is massive, I have like hundreds of records that I have to listen to still that are just on the floor sealed, that every day I just kind of feel, I bet you half of these are warped and I don't even know because I don't have time to open them. So I think it's a difficult thing to buy a record sight unseen, sound unheard. But yeah. Oh, Fantano gave this new album a 10. Didn't he just give the Spelling album a 10? Is he just doling out 10s now? I thought it was supposed to be special. I'll give it a chance, though. Avant-garde classical with a touch of gothic. That sounds really cool. I mean, I really like modern classical records, and some gothic stuff I can get into. I like a little Typo Negative, and yeah, I'll definitely check it out. It sounds like it could be up my alley. Oh, here's a big. Ready for this? This is a heavy hitter box right here. This is no joke. Ready? First one is a little album that is called Enema of the State by a band called Blink-182. This was one of my first CDs. This was part of my introduction into loving music back when this came out. I remember literally sitting on my floor with my boombox and listening to this over and over and over again as a kid, and it stuck with me to this day. And for some reason, I never bought a vinyl copy. I have a copy of Take Off Your Pants and Jacket. I have a copy of their greatest hits. I don't have this or self-titled, and I realized that was a massive oversight. So the big thing about this one, so I got these 4 records I'm about to show you from The Sound of Vinyl. It's a website. They do a lot of sales, and I got these all for like 25% off, which was great. But the big question mark is this the censored version or not? Because some of the represses, unfortunately, are censored, and it doesn't say if it is. So originally, people were saying that the repress, which this one is on, I think, red and white split, people are saying that the red and white split, the first pressing of that is censored. But I read on Discogs, someone said they got the red and white pressing last month from Sound of Vinyl, and it was uncensored. So I'm going to spin this and just hope that the state looks... And when they say the line, I'm going to hope that they don't bleep it out. What is the censored version? The state looks down on the CD. Is that what they say? It says something really bad. So this doesn't mean anything, apparently. That's a good question. I think that this is more for, like, lyrical content than it is specific swear words, or I don't know. But I'm excited to spin this. Look at the boys. You know, we're all over here pulling for Mark Hoppus to pull through. If you guys didn't see, he was diagnosed with cancer. Super sad. I mean, he's a legend. He's responsible for producing so many albums I love, too. He produced My Dinosaur Life, and I think parts of Commit This to Memory by Motion City Soundtrack. But yeah, so I know they censored What's My Age Again, and I think one other song, but let's see if this version is the one. Let's keep going. So as I told you guys, I'm going to show you an embarrassing one first. I don't want any flack from any of you guys. If Roland was in here, he would murder me. Owl City, All Things Bright and Beautiful. This is just an incredibly sugary, saccharine synth pop record. It features a bunch of good people. I think Lights is on here, which I love Lights. This album is a guilty pleasure without a doubt. It is not very good, but I like it. Let's move on. And now these two are the colored variants of 2 records I have never heard, but like I told you guys, I am in a U2 renaissance where I am learning about how good U2 could be. So this doesn't have a colored sticker on it, but this was supposed to be the colored version. Let's open it and see. Zuropa. I think this is like their first kind of foray into like synthy dancier music. I'm really excited to hear it though. I've heard only good things about this album, and I've really enjoyed all the U2 that I've heard thus far. So let's open it and see if they sent me the proper version, because it was supposed to be the colored variant, which is why I jumped on it with the discount and everything. It was definitely a good deal. Let's see. We did it, boys and girls. Cool. So I'm excited to listen to this. All of these got a little corner ding in shipping, but it's so minor that I'm not really gonna throw a hissy fit about it. There's a Johnny Cash collab on here. That's awesome. Sweet. But yeah, see, there's a little... Where is it? Little corner ding. That's okay. Not the end of the world. And then the other one I got, which I have not heard, is Pop. I just figured that pretty much everything, except for maybe the final 3 or 4 albums from U2, are pretty critically acclaimed. And I'm just going to start grabbing them if I see them for a good price, because I feel like... if I end up not liking it, you can easily trade a U2 record. There's always someone that's going to want that. But excited to listen to this as well. This is on orange vinyl. So excited to dive in and listen to some more U2, especially some of this era of their career, which is, a little different from like the Joshua Tree era, a little different from like the Boy era, and still different from the modern era where they're kind of doing like some of their poppy or experimental stuff. Pop is their last great album. All right, good to know. Good to know. Oh, and our first flub, folks. This is the worst part of opening mailers. Look at this. Look at this. I know you're supposed to slice the bottom, but why have the pull tab? Why even have it, you know? All right, let's keep the train rolling. Am I going to do a ranking of U2's discography? That's a good question. Probably not. I don't know if you guys saw, I put in so many hours of work listening to and filming and editing the Taylor Swift discography. And I thought that by nature of her being a very popular artist, she would get a lot of views. And that video did worse than like any video I put out this year. So it's discouraging when I've done 2 discography rankings and the videos do terribly because it's a lot of effort. So as many as I want to do, it's really a matter of, is the effort worth the reward, you know? So we'll see. Pens saw the Chelu album. How did I come across him? Oh my God. Yeah. Okay. Everybody in this chat needs to go check out this artist, Chelou. I think his albums are still in stock on his Bandcamp. It is some of the best intimate psychedelic folk I have ever heard. I came across him, dude, I don't even know. I truly don't even remember how I stumbled across him. Maybe someone posted it on Reddit vinyl releases, but I remember going to it and listening to one track and being like, wow, this is so special. And I bought both his records, and he had an option to have one of the records signed. I promise you, go check out Chelu. I don't know how to pronounce it. Chelu? Chelou. He is amazing. Amazing. Little video game vinyl action. This is Paradise Killer. I am in the video game vinyl Facebook group. And there's a guy in there. He's awesome. His name is Austin, and he's obsessed with this soundtrack, and he's always telling people to listen to it. So I listened to it. I've never played this game, and the soundtrack was amazing. It's kind of like a hybrid of like Persona 5 type jazzy stuff with a little bit of vaporwave aesthetic to it. It's really dancey, kind of future funky, and really, really good. I listened to almost the entire soundtrack streaming because I couldn't turn it off. So really excited to listen to this and spin it. He literally rides or dies for this album. So shout out to Austin for the recommendation on that boy. I'm not a modern music fan. In fact, I hate most of it, but I still watched and enjoyed your Taylor Swift video, even though I'm not a fan of the artist. Thank you, Oliver. That means a lot. I really, I was proud of that video, but the difficult thing with my channel, and I won't go on a big rant, I'll just share it briefly. When I look at other channels in the vinyl community, they get a ton of comments of people that are really excited about the content. And when you get comments on YouTube, it engages the algorithm and your video gets recommended more. My videos get really low comments. All my videos for years have gotten way less comments than the other people in the space, and I feel like that's the reason the channel is growing so slowly. I mean, it's not a small channel, but it's also for the amount of effort and work I put into it, it's pretty small. So I wish that I figured out a way to get more comments, but I don't know. If anyone has ideas, I'm always open to emails or DMs. But let's keep going. Am I going to start visiting or exploring record stores again? Absolutely. I have a couple on my agenda. Next month, I'm actually going to be doing a video, hopefully in a... I don't want to spoil it yet, but I might be going to a cool event and going to check out some record stores in a town I've never been to. So very excited about that. So yes, more to come for sure. Hadass, thank you so much. All right, this is Dirty Art Club, Basement Seance. Dirty Art Club is a really, really good kind of lo-fi, instrumental, hip-hop adjacent, but no rapping kind of beat group. Really unique stuff. And when I say that, I mean like a lot of hip-hop and lo-fi beat tapes can sound very similar. These guys definitely transcend the genre, and they bring their own thing to the table every single album. Dirty Art Club, I really like all their stuff. I haven't even heard this record, but I have 2 of their other records, and they're both phenomenal. So I'm kind of under the impression that these guys can't really fail. So if you like kind of that lo-fi aesthetic, that kind of like really chilled out, but interesting experimental stuff, Dirty Art Club is definitely where it's at. All right, let's do it. So this is kind of a similar thing. I mean, not similar, but this label Cold Busted is really good if you like beat stuff and like, you know, hip hop beat tapes. So this is Boogie Belik Volta. This is kind of like a really good down-tempo electronic record that has a little bit of swing, like electro swing elements at times, and a little jazzy and loungy. Very, very good. I was really excited to pick this up. I don't know what's going on with the back. Look at the back of this. What's going on over here? Is this like an insert? Did they include an extra jack? Is that what's going on? I'm very confused. Hold on. I'm gonna figure this out. This is weird. Hey, Travis made it. Nice. Oh man, this is like super glued on. This is crazy. What the? Oh my god, if you guys, can you guys see this? This is like industrial strength glue. I'm afraid I'm gonna break this. Oh my god. You hear how hard this is? Alright, here we go. So what the heck is going on with this? Okay, we have a jacket, standard. We have the disc, and then just like an insert of the jacket, but like who wants this? Oh, maybe there's a misprint? That's a good thought. I wonder what it would be. I'll have to look into it, but very strange. Hey, Roland's here. Roland, don't go back and watch earlier in the stream when I showed something off. Don't do it. You don't need to. There's no reason to. You're fine. Just relax. There's nothing that you need to see from something earlier. I mean, from nothing earlier. All right, let's keep going. I have a feeling this is going to be yet another beat tape type thing, and it is. I'm not going to harp on this for too long. I just happened to open 3 similar things in a row. I've talked about this guy at almost every single live stream. Cookin' Soul, one of my favorite modern producers. Everything he does is gold. If you have a chance to pick up a Cooking Soul record, do it. Tony, that was private between everyone in the group before Roland got here. You just broke the cone of silence. How dare you? All right, here's something different. Here's something different. All right. So this right here, does anyone know what this is before I announce what it is? This is out of my typical music taste, to be completely fair. This is an artist that's gotten quite a bit of notoriety over the past couple years, predominantly because of his amazing virtuoso style musicianship. Miles got it. Congratulations, Miles. You're the big winner. You win a high five. This is Billy Strings. Billy Strings is a bluegrass musician who manages to make bluegrass a little more accessible than a lot of other classic and contemporaries. But it's just very impressive to listen to Billy Strings because he is so good at playing music that even if you're not a bluegrass fan, like I wouldn't categorize myself as a bluegrass fan, but listening to him, I would love to see him live because it's just, he's got to be one of the most talented musicians of the genre that's alive. So I'm definitely intrigued by him. I would like to get his other album, Home, which is out of print. This just got back in print, so I grabbed it because his stuff is going to start. I feel like the more people catch on to this, the more this is going to be hard to find. So this is Turmoil and Tinfoil. If you guys don't like bluegrass, I think Billy Strings would be a great place to kind of dive in and explore that genre because for me it was a great entry point, and it actually has gotten me more curious about other modern bluegrass acts like Green Sky Bluegrass. Is that what they're called? I think that's the name of them. Green Sky Bluegrass, something like that. Anyway, Check it out. All right. I'm going to gloss over these because I know these are extremely niche. This is a Slush Wave record by Geometric Lullaby by Mystery something or other. This is actually a record that I re-listened to, and I feel like I impulse bought this for no reason. It's good, but I don't think it's necessary. On the contrary, this is necessary. This is by Mindspring Memories, which is one of my favorite Slush Wave artists, which is it's a derivative kind of subgenre of vaporwave. It's very like slow and beautiful. It almost feels like you're just like swimming in a sea of like slushy foam that's kind of washing over you while the sun hits you. But yeah, Mindspring Memories, anything that she does is wonderful. So I grabbed this and really excited. Really great presentation. You got the Obi strip, great cover, etc., etc. So yeah, Geometric Lullaby, they don't usually have any misses. So the problem is that a lot of their stuff tends to be hard to get. Although I've noticed that they have been doing more of a like a open pre-order for some of their stuff, which is really nice. So it's been nice to not have to stress to get, you know, certain drops. All right, what have we here? Oh, I know this record. I've heard of this before. Wasn't this guy in the Beatles? I think. Yeah. George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. I believe that this record is better than most of the stuff the Beatles did together. This is probably my fourth or fifth favorite Beatles record, even though it's pretty much just George Harrison. I have a copy of this, original, the 3-disc box set. It's probably VG Plus at best, so I'm hoping that this one sounds great. I actually haven't heard anything about any of these represses. I know there's like the ridiculous like 12-disc box set or whatever, which they keep doing with some of these classic records. I just wanted the classic album. 3 discs. I got the splattered color vinyl because I think it's kind of funny to have someone like George Harrison on colored vinyl, like a classic record like this. Wow, Nick, good to know. Okay, Nick says that he just reviewed the box set on his channel, which, by the way, if you guys have not seen Nick's channel, it's awesome. You should subscribe to it. The original sounds much better. Ugh, that's horrible. Okay, well, I guess it's a good collectible. That's a shame. I just need to track down an original that is, near mint. That's my new goal. But yeah, this is, I guess this will be whatever. I might give it a spin just to confirm what you said, Nick. But I mean, pull my leg to have to listen to George Harrison, All Things Must Pass. This album is so good. But, that's a shame. I feel like they're going to get such backlash from the vinyl community if they did this big, expensive reissue campaign for such an iconic and celebrated album. And if it doesn't sound good, vinyl fans are going to rip them apart. So we'll see. We will see. This was recommended to me by someone in the group. I don't know if they're in here right now. If they are, I'm sorry. If they're not, thank you. And I'm sorry that I can't remember the name off the top of my head. But this is an artist called Aurora. I talked about Aurora in my my video recently where I went to Amoeba up in Berkeley and San Francisco. And I picked up one of her other records. She's so good. If you like Churches, if you like kind of like experimental synthy, like really ethereal vocals, this is an album to get. And I think it was out of print for a long time, and I think it just got a quiet restock. So if you can find a copy of this, it's called All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend. She's so good. She's so talented. And actually, her other albums, the one I got the part 2 of, just had a repress of part 1 and 2 as like a double disc album. So if you're getting into Aurora, this is a good time to be a fan because all the stuff for the most part is in print. So yeah. Exciting times. Exciting times. I would say, Nikki, I would say it's slightly less poppy than Church's, but it definitely is reminiscent to me. I don't know if it's the vocal style. I'm not quite sure. Corey, oh land. I know, one of these days. All right, this is actually a funny package I'm unboxing. So this is, I bought from this label because they're so kind, and I wanted to support them. Flower Moon Records. So Flower Moon Records is the label of Azure Ray. If you guys don't know Azure Ray, it's a kind of like a folk project that's two women, beautiful vocals, and their early stuff is amazing. And they sent me the wrong variant once, and I was like, hey, I ordered the other variant, and they were like, no problem, and they just sent me out the proper one and let me keep the other one. Just very, very kind of them. So I got the deluxe version of the latest Azure Ray record, Remedy. So it comes with this kind of like a little zine, which is cool. I'll look through this when I listen to the record. A little handwritten thank you note from the label. I love little touches like that. This is apply liberally to wrists morning and night. I guess this is some kind of like antidote, some kind of like makeup. What would you call this? This is like a it's like some kind of like liquid with little rocks in it. I don't know what's going on here, but here is Azure Ray Remedy, the newest record. I've only heard one or two tracks, but they were both beautiful. Let's look at the variant together. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, this is so nice. It has like such nice marbling in there. Really, really pretty, especially under light. I love variants like this. Nick, finally made a live stream. Thank you for the super chat. My question, if I could attend one Coachella in history that I missed, which one would it be? That's a pretty obvious answer, and I hate to be a broken record, but Kanye's Coachella performance where he did My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, because the first time I ever got to see Kanye was on the Yeezus era tours, and that performance apparently is one of the most legendary hip-hop performances of all time, where he did like all of Dark Fantasy and his other hits. So that is the Coachella that I wish I can go back and see. That or the one that Radiohead headlined, which was 5 years ago. But also there's a shirt in here. I got a shirt. Azure Ray. Cool. Cool. Excited about that. Aromatherapy oil. Yeah, that sounds right. All right. What do we got here? State Champs, Living Proof. I feel sad to think that pop punk as I know it and love it is more or less dead. A lot of modern pop punk is not harking back to the anthemic, arena-based crowd-pleasing pop punk that from my youth. The Taking Back Sundays, the Cartels, the Acceptance, the Bleed American era Jimmy Eat Worlds. I feel like that catchiness across a full album is more or less lost. But this band does do a great job. This band and another band called Seaway, which are both on Pure Noise, they really do a good job of harking back to that like early, awesome, anthemic pop punk. So if you like State Champs, definitely, or if you like pop punk, listen to State Champs. Nick, you told me to listen to Pup, and I listened to one or two songs, and I really enjoyed it. It's not what I'm going for with this description. Pup is like, it's good, but it's not like, I want something like Cartel, where it's like every song is like a catchy single, sing-along kind of vibe. But I did like Pup, and I got to spend more time with their stuff, for sure. So those are the records for the unboxing. But I would love to stay and chat with you guys for another 5 or 10 minutes. If you have more questions for me, I'm more than happy to try to answer them. Once again, I will remind you that there is a huge announcement next week on the YouTube channel. I cannot wait to share it with you guys. It's been a long time coming for this share, and I really hope you guys are as excited about this as I am, because it's pretty big. It's a pretty big announcement. What's my very first record? Tyler, thank you for the super chat. My first record was my favorite record, which is the National Alligator. I actually bought it before I was even into collecting records, but I like to say that was the catalyst that got me into them about a year later. Have I ever listened... favorite Radiohead album? My favorite Radiohead album is In Rainbows, followed very closely by Kid A. Have I ever listened to Dodie? I've heard of Dodie. I have not listened to her. Do I think that Dondo will drop? Yes. I think that there's no way that Kanye will scrap a record that we've heard 22 songs from that is named after his mother. The question is not if it will drop, it's when it will drop. But I will say this, from what I've heard, and those are just, unfinished songs through a live stream playing through a stadium, it sounds amazing, and it's easily his best work since Life of Pablo, and possibly has the potential to be better. I'm very excited for it. Do I own Alchemist's Israeli Salad? I did own it once upon a time. I owned it and I sold it like 3 or 4 years ago for like $80. It goes for like $450 now, so egg all over my face. And it was the green avocado variant too. So stupid. Any updates on Tribe and Souvenir? Yes, good questions. I don't have updates other than that they have gone to press. With crates, it can be really not super transparent as to when the actual shipping date is. Marcus D. Melancholy Hopeful is pressing hopefully next month, maybe October at the latest. I know that one is a long wait, but I promise you that one's going to be worth the wait. The packaging and the discs are going to be unbelievable. So, yeah. Am I into Blink-182? Frank, I just showed off a Blink album earlier this stream. Oh, John, I missed this. Thank you. You got the Kings of Convenience album on black vinyl and Amoeba for $50. It was $50 for the black variant. I gotta be honest with you. I have the white variant, and it's not a very good pressing. It's such quiet, contemplative music, and the white pressing has all the comments on Discogs were like, "It's perfect," and I'm like, "It's noisy." Like, it's not loud, but it's distracting enough where if if you're listening to a soft folk album, you don't want any like distracting crackles or pops, and my pressing does not sound good, so it is what it is. Is that my first The Midnight album? Yes, it is. I'm looking forward to diving further into their stuff. Am I a Ween fan? I've tried a few times. I like the album Quebec, but I'm not a huge Ween fan. Oh my god! 3,000 HUF. This is around 10-ish USD. Thank you. I didn't know what that was. I assumed it was something like that. Do I know Sven Wonder? Check out his stuff if I like 70s crime thriller, music, trip-hop, down-tempo stuff. I mean, that sounds really cool. I'm a huge trip-hop and down-tempo fan. Sven Wonder sounds super familiar. I feel like I've crossed paths with the music before, but I'll definitely give it another chance now because it sounds right up my alley. Nikki, when you see King's Convenience next month, did you want me to grab you any merch? If there's a way that you can show me what the merch is, I'd be super interested depending on what it is. If there's a really cool like screen printed tour poster, I could be into that. Yeah, I'd love to know. Let's keep in touch about it. Am I still trying to listen to U2? Achtung Baby is a good album. Well, DVD Jam, go back in this live stream because I talked extensively about U2 earlier, so I'm going to make you rewatch this when it goes live. What's my favorite track off the new Kings of Convenience record? Everyone's asking about Kings of Convenience. It's so good. I love the ones with Feist, but my favorite track off the top of my head is probably Ask for Help. The whole thing is good, though. Catholic Country is really good, too. The album's great. It's one of my top 3 of the year. Did I get the Eternal Sunshine soundtrack? I did not, because I've never seen that movie. I know. I need to watch it. Do I like Giveon? I don't know Giveon. Do I know why any album that's not out of press being very pricey? You saw Selected Ambient Works Volume 1 for $54. I mean, where'd you see it for $54? Was it a record store or was it on a website? You can tweet at me when you go to the show. Yeah, I'll try to see if anyone posts pictures of the merch anywhere on like Reddit or something, and I'll see if like we can find a picture of the table ahead of time. The last album I got signed in person. That's a really good question. Oh, I got Ozzy Osbourne's "Ordinary Man" signed from Ozzy at Amoeba right before the pandemic. My most starstruck moment was when I ran into Kanye at Amoeba, and I talked to him very briefly. If you guys have TikTok, I just reposted, because they accidentally muted my old video. I reposted a video on TikTok where I talk about the time I met Kanye. So if you're into that story, definitely go check that out. Do I like John Bryan's music in general? I like him as a producer, but I don't necessarily like his music on its own, if that makes sense. I like his work with Kanye and of Montreal. Not so much his like soundtrack stuff. All right. I actually have another video to film, so we'll do like 2 or 3 more questions, and then I'm gonna wrap this up. And then the next time you guys will see me will be for the big announcement, which you won't see me because it'll be recorded, not live. But I'm sure we'll have lots to talk about in the group. Have I heard of John Bellion? Yeah, I've tried listening to his stuff. It's not bad, but it's not necessarily for me. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for joining me on this Saturday afternoon. Thank you for everyone who dropped me a super chat. It means a lot that you want to support the channel. And I have all these mailers to clean up now that I've been chucking to the side. So if you're not subscribed to Too Many Records, make sure you're subscribed. Look forward to the big announcement next week because it's big. And have a good rest of your weekend. Thank you guys so much.